Hello everybody, welcome to another Moto in Depth video. Today we're going to be talking about round 4 high point. Just got a few things to go over, like a Justin Cooper injury, kind of some loners like Jaleel Swoll in that first moto, who's kind of a standout, Hayden Deegan obviously, and then Ken Roxon, Jet Lawrence, all that good stuff. And then yeah, got a lot of fun stuff. I got the results popped up in front of me. Also, we're going to be going over my predictions right in the end of this one. I think we'll do it. And so I've got those over here since I'm not going to be here to do the normal predictions that I do every week on Friday. So we're just going to do that now. Go over them. I'm not making any new ones. We're just going to go over the ones that I missed. So let's hop right into high point talk. First person, first rider, first thing I want to talk about is Justin Cooper. Hopefully he's okay. He is back at home now. He was overnight at the hospital, I believe, and then the next day went home, had his wife or girlfriend or fiance or whoever there with him. So luckily he had a good situation after getting hurt. I don't know what the exact like diagnosis or issues are at the moment, so don't really know that. By the time this comes out, you might know. But so far, no word on what exactly it was about Justin Cooper, but he is okay. He said a few scary hours or something like that. So unfortunate for him. Obviously, we were looking for him to have a pretty big impact in the championship somewhat soon, and it comfortably gave Hunter Lawrence a pretty good points gap other than his penalty. He got docked 7 points. He'll keep the overall all that win, but he got docked 7 points, which I'm not saying it's not a big deal, but he's got the wiggle room enough to where 7 points is a loss of points, but not the biggest deal in the world like it was when Sexton got docked 7 points when he was just a few points off after that win in Detroit. So, um, yeah, I don't know. Hunter Lawrence just is, out there doing his thing. He said he jumped on a Red Cross flag. They docked him 2 positions, so that would be, or whatever it was. I think it's like the position and then +2 for every whatever. It's really complicated. It's really hard to explain. But basically, you got docked 7 points, not the overall, no wins, no results. So he still basically went 3-1 for the overall with -7 points off of whatever he earned during the day. So a little unfortunate for him, but we could talk about Hunter Lawrence, RJ Hampshire, Hayden Deegan, Joe Shimoda, Tom Vial. All of them were really good. RJ obviously won that first moto. Hayden Deegan got second in that first moto as well. And then they come out and Deegan dusts RJ by like 20 seconds once they get on the same page. Hayden Deegan looked really, really good in that second moto despite finishing sixth after that second place finish. Had a chance at the overall with a good enough start. Obviously did not, went down on the first corner in a little tangle up with his teammate, got ran over I think by Maximus Volan. So a little unfortunate for Hayden Deegan, who took sixth and third overall, so sixth in the second moto after second place in the first for third overall. RJ finishes above him with 1-7 scores, first in the first moto, seventh in the second. Hunter Lawrence with the overall best with third in the first and first in the second. So unfortunate for them. Joe Shimoda got on the podium, second moto, went 7-3. And then Tom Vial was really, really, really impressive in that second moto. To me, he was probably the fastest rider for, there's like a 2 lap span where maybe he was going to charge. But yeah, Vial, he said he really loved the track. And I think this is as close as you'll get to a GP track. This early in the series, I think all the tracks are pretty American until you hit High Point and you can kind of compare it to some GP tracks. But Tom Vial looked really, really, really good. He really liked the track. He said the track's amazing. So Tom Vial to have a rough track should be a scary sign for the field with how he was moving in that second moto once he got comfortable and into a good spot. So Tom Vial with fifth overall is not bad. Let's move on to a little bit of a different perspective here. Ryder D and Chance Hymas constantly in that fifth to 10th, maybe 11th spot. And off the start, I mean, both of them have been good at times. Ryder D, you normally see it in the first moto where he actually finished fifth this week in High Point. So fifth in the first moto is pretty good for Ryder D. Hymas finished eighth in that first one, and then they flip-flopped in the seconds with Chance Hymas's top 5. He was actually leading for a little bit, if I remember correctly. And then Ryder D went eighth in the second moto after fifth in the first. So a little bit those two are pretty good for the moment, and I don't really see them moving out of this spot right here. I think this is kind of just their territory. They're not quite the top five guys or top six with Justin Cooper here. I think they're just kind of that next level down. I think they kind of merge well. Maybe Levi could be a little bit better than them. Obviously got fourth in that second moto after getting 12th, which is huge. Such a field we have that you can go out and get 12th one moto and then fourth the next, and it's not surprising whatsoever. I don't know. I kind of blew right over Joe Shimoda, who kind of had a quiet week, who went 7-3. That's also just another way of saying how deep the field is. One of the top guys going seventh and then third. He's not had the season that he's hoped for, and yeah, I don't know. The rider out of Japan needs to step it up for sure if he's gonna make some noise by the end of this one to get that big time contract. I think he's been rumored to go to Rockstar Husqvarna. That was like the latest rumor, but it's really tough. Talking about one of the Rockstar Husqvarna guys who could also be on the move after this season. Jalek Swoll finishes fourth in that first moto, which is good for my predictions. He did get that top five in one of the motos, and then went 11th in the next, so not good for him. And then Levi Kitchen, mentioned earlier, got 12th and then 4th. And then Max Volan got 6th and then 12th. So a lot of flip-flop results. Good moto, bad moto, good moto, bad moto, bad moto, good moto. And then the few people to put it together consistently, in my opinion, was Hunter Lawrence, Chance Hymas, and Ryder D. They all kind of stayed in the same zone area, other than a Talon Hawkins down in 15th or something like that. But that's not the point. What I'm saying is Hunter Lawrence was, you put it combined, that's 4, and with the 3-1. It's kind of like 4. That's kind of how I see it. And then Chance Hymas and Ryder D only 3 positions off with that flip flop between the two motos. So Chance Hymas got 8th in the first one, and then second moto he went out and got 5th. That's just a 3 position difference. It's not big compared to Tom Vial going 11-2. Joe Shimoda with 4 positions between his 7-3. Hayden Deegan, same thing with the 2-6. RJ Hampshire with the 1-7. And then Levi Kitchen with the 12-4. Jalek Swoll with the 4-11. Like I said, a lot of flips and flops. Max Volan even with the 6-12. It's just a lot of big differences. And so those that can put it together in the 2 motos will most likely find some success. And so that's really good for them. And then in that first moto, I kind of wanted to highlight how Jalek Swoll was riding. Had a good start, and then kind of got out. And then he kind of just wasn't on that podium level, but he also wasn't on that 5th to 8th place level. He was kind of just in his own place in 4th for the whole moto. I think he really separated himself from the rest of the field, but couldn't quite catch those leaders, and that kind of put him in a little bit of a tricky spot headed into the second moto confidence-wise, and that didn't really even matter. He went down on the start with his teammate RJ, who took full responsibility for that, and I think that is exactly what happened. We'll go over the 250 predictions right now. I said Justin Cooper wins Moto 2. Joe Shimoda gets an overall podium. Jalek Swoll gets a top 5 in one of the motos. Justin Cooper goes 2-2 for the overall win. That one's wrong. I know that one's wrong. This one, I can't remember what it was supposed to be. I can't remember. This is so poor by me. I'm sorry. You guys can see the right one on your screen. And then Max Volan finishes 6th overall. Only got one right, and that was Jalek Swoll gets a top 5 in one of the motos. Moving to the 450s, we have a few interesting things to look at here. Obviously, with Jet Lawrence and then Ken Roxon coming back, and he said he might race a few more rounds. Cianciarulo for Anderson Moto 2 was outstanding. Something to look at. Cooper Webb, Marchbanks, Masterpool, Aaron Plessinger, all the rest of the guys. So yeah, let's hop right into the 450 talk here. Jet Lawrence. There's a little theory going on with me right now that I have to take credit for. My dad actually said this. He said, I think he's bored. He said he thinks he's bored, so he's going to give these guys a 10-second head start and see if he can catch up. And that's exactly what he did. He went out and he hit 10 seconds. Once he hit 10 seconds, he just closed. Since then, it was crazy. It was unlike anything you've seen before. Same thing with the... was it the first moto? I think it might have been. I think it was the first moto where we actually saw Jet go down, and it just looked like a balance issue. He said that he wasn't feeling the bike all day, and which is a little interesting because a rough track is always one you really need your bike dialed in and comfortable on to really succeed at the highest level. Jet Lawrence wasn't that comfortable and still went 1-1, but it's Jet Lawrence, so what can you really say? Oh my goodness, excuse me. What else can you really say? Jet Lawrence is a talent no one has ever seen. It's just insane what this kid's doing, and I really think that he could have just been playing with him and let him go 10 seconds and then made his way all the way back, because I've never seen anything like that. He kind of just putted around for a few. I can't remember what he said. I think he said that he was trying to find like a balance with the bike, and then he just kind of felt like pushing it a little bit. So I don't know. I really, it's so tough to diagnose. But the second place overall went to Ken Roxon with 7-2 scores. It's disgusting looking at, but Ken Roxon could have gone 2-2, which would have been fun to see. But Ken Roxon going 7-2 was right there on the lead. And then the last lap comes around, makes a mistake, trying to pop out of a rut to avoid a lapper, goes down, has to kickstart that thing. He was at a really tough angle. He said he was gassed. He was super tired and all that. So Ken Roxon ended up 7th in that one when he could have been 2nd pretty easily. So unfortunate. Just unfortunate. And yeah, these lappers are gnarly, by the way. I mean, they suck so bad. Like, it almost feels like the races are based on the lappers now. I'm not even kidding. It's crazy stupid what we're seeing right now from all the lap traffic in these two classes. It's nuts. I think something has to be done about it, but that's for another video, another time. We'll talk about third place, Adam Cianciarulo. A little round of applause for him. Nice overall podium from him, going 4-4. Nothing else really needs to be said about that. Just happy, consistent, good guy. Dylan Ferrandis, though. First moto wasn't so good. 6th place. Second moto comes around. The track's a little bit better, depending on the way you look at it. Conditions a lot better. Rough, probably a little bit more rough. But Dylan Ferrandis going 6-3, and that third place was well earned. I don't think I've seen Dylan Ferrandis ride like that since his championship year, and Dylan Ferrandis looked so good in Moto 2. I don't really personally like the guy, but you know, I can't just have bias on this. So Ferrandis rode really, really good. He was running up there with those guys' pace, in my opinion, maybe even faster than a guy like Ken Roxon. So it would have been interesting to see if it was Jet and Ferrandis out front. That would have been fun to watch, but Dylan really had something in store for these boys. And then coming in at 5th overall was Cooper Webb with 3-6 scores. 6th was Garrett Marchbanks, who had an incredible ride, actually. Went 2nd in the first moto. Would have been a 3rd place if Kenny didn't go down, but luckily Kenny goes down. Garrett Marchbanks won't hesitate. He'll take that position, go 2nd place. And then actually, such an unfortunate thing, had an okay start in the second one. Something happened. He had to go into the pits, and then he was not dead last. I don't think. I think he was like deep in the 30s or something. I couldn't tell you, but he worked he's worked back all the way up to 8th. So really good from him. And then Ty Masterpool below him in 7th goes 5-7 for 7th, and Aaron Plessinger finishing behind both Marchbanks and Masterpool. He did not look that great to me, comfortability wise. And also had that crash. So a little unfortunate. Just trusted the bike, in my opinion, a little too much. And then my 450 predictions were Kenny finishes 2nd in one of the motos. W, got that one. Jetson doesn't hole shot one of the motos. Got that one as well. And then Ty Masterpool finishes top 5 overall. I missed on that one. So a little unfortunate, but I mean, it's all right. It's all right. That's definitely a step in the right direction. I don't think you know, I've been this right in the 450 class up to now, so good for me. But yeah, just an exciting week in a high point, and hopefully you guys enjoyed watching. If you guys did, make sure to consider leaving a like and subscribing. I would appreciate it a lot. Sorry for the low energy. I'm exhausted. I've already recorded 3 videos for my other channel already today. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time.